was a sight for my soul.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Love Hate Films, a show about films good, bad. Today, well, what do you reckon?
Well, it's verses, so make your own mind up whether they're good or bad. Just like on the website LoveHateFilms.com. If you love it or hate it, it's the place for you. So, today's show is...
In the left corner, weighing in at 380 pounds.
Well, I don't think he's that big, but we're doing director versus director.
Yeah,
so
sorry, I
today-
just thought I'd go for a bit of a boxing approach. Why not?
Why not? Ching ching.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese versus Francis Ford Coppola.
Exactly. Both of which, I mean, this is actually quite a hard one to kick off with, isn't it? Because, I mean, we're big fans of both of them, quite honestly, we are.
Yeah, they've both got excellent back catalogues, brilliant filmographies, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Nice word. Nice little throw in for the day. Filmography.
Thank you. And got some very similar veins. They go, some of their works are direct comparisons, some are very, very different, but equally both exceptionally good directors.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, tough one to go head to head with.
But, I mean, mainly, and it's very, very hard once more to do a comparative. So what we've come up with is an idea of doing, essentially, two films to compare. And we've come up with The Godfather. We went for the second.
So yeah, in my top 5 loves of all time is Godfather Part 2. And in your top 5 loves of all time is...
Casino.
Casino, which is pretty much Part 2 to Goodfellas, but...
We'll call it a sequel, why not? For argument's sake, you know, we'll just forget about the fact that Joe Pesci got shot in the head and then...
well, it's not the same characters, but it's all the same people playing.
You know, Nicky Santoro, the baseball bat in the field, and... Oh, it was grim. It was grim.
It was a good film.
It was a good film, absolutely. And likewise, for The Godfather, it had its gritty moments, if I remember correctly.
It's a fantastic film.
Yeah. All 7 hours of it.
It's not quite that long. But you do have to... It tells the whole story of Don Corleone back in...
His humble Sicilian
town of
roots.
Sicily, and how he came to America, how he got his name. That's a good backstory. That gives you more character depth.
Exactly, but then actually probably what's more quite a reasonable, story at that, like an immigration problem, some sort of off-duty guards just stamping passports all day. What's your name? Pakistan. Okay, Mr. Pakistan. On you go. His name is Stan. All of a sudden, there's Stan.
There you go.
You know?
So yeah, I mean that they could have made a film all on its own of just his backstory, but obviously they interwove it with Michael Corleone now and how he evades getting caught by the authorities and moves even further up in the underworld, and basically becomes the main man.
He does, and of
Which
course,
he kind of did in the first one anyway, but he just does it all again on a larger scale in this one.
of course, kind of shows Michael almost going downhill into the criminal underworld and his fall from grace. You, of course, got the christening scene within it, the sort of typical montage thing that they took from the first. You've got the amazing, and what's more, spoilers, because you know what, we're comparing directors. Spoiler warning now. Beep. Beep. When he shoots Fredo at the end. Well, sorry, Alneri, I believe it was shot Fredo.
Yeah, he kills
Was
Fredo.
Al on the boat, yeah. But say three Hail Marys. Hail Mary, Mother of Grace. Wicked scene.
Yeah, it is good, and it's one of the reasons why the film's good.
Yeah.
But then, Casino, I prefer Goodfellas to Casino, to be fair. So the comparison's there. I mean, Goodfellas is an awesome film, awesome score. They're both really good on the music side of things in their films. They both use sound very, very well. Godfather scene in Godfather Part 1 where they're sat around the table and he kills the police chief and the other gangster.
The Turk. Yep.
Yeah, the noise of the subway in the background getting louder and louder as the tension builds in the scene and becomes more tense. It just adds to it. It's brilliant. Brilliant. And they both do it.
Wicked crescendo, yeah.
Yeah, it does, yeah. And Coppola does it really, really well, and then Scorsese with his soundtracks, the way that he gets those to create the ambience of his films is brilliant.
That's it. I mean, there's an amazing thing that he does as well, where he almost shows the shift in time. And if you watch Casino, the initial scenes are very much sort of, you know, Frank Sinatra, very classy days, boring, and by the end of it you got Sharon Stone off her tits on crack cocaine in a hotel, stumbling around to I think it was The Animals, wasn't it? House of the Rising Sun.
Yeah.
And then you've got Robert De Niro playing a real life character. In fact, funny enough, I found this out just today, that speaking of real life characters and the comparative, Don Rickles was in Casino, and Crazy Joe Gallo, a famous notorious gangster, was at one of his shows one night. Now they reference him, I think, both in Goodfellas and Godfather, because they do mention real life turf wars, you know, authenticity with both directors, and so Don Rickles actually played for him, you know, the sort of Sinatra roast comedian, took the piss out of him. Bad move. I mean, the guy's not to be fucked with. Every one of his mates said as such, and turns out he loved it and invited him back to his restaurant. He politely declined. Good move. Turns out that it was the night that he was massacred.
There you go. Well done, Don Rickles.
Well done, Don Rickles. Yeah, R.I.P. Don Rickles as well. I believe he passed away fairly recently, actually. I think it was even last year.
I don't know.
Yeah, but R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head. Yeah.
So, we've already mentioned some of the great things about both directors. Bad things. Bad tropes. I mean, Godfather 3, and I know that this is the thing that comes up in most of our reviews, and that we don't like incest in films, but cousinly love, you know, we sort of don't need to see them making the gnocchi together. Yeah.
You know, that was a bit creepy.
Godfather 3 just wasn't as good as the others for so many reasons, that being one of them. But yeah, Godfather 3 was one Godfather film too many, I think. So yeah, definitely dislikes about that film in Coppola's back catalogue. What don't we like about Scorsese's back catalogue then? What's a bit ropey in there?
Michael Jackson's bad. I'm bad, I'm good. I'm bad, I'm good. No, it's just bad. It's just bad. There we go.
Actually, a really good video.
There we go. Yeah.
But that's by the by. Yeah, I mean it's difficult. There's obviously, and if you have your own one that you don't like about either of their back catalogues, list it, comment, and we can reply back to you. But yeah, it is difficult to find some for me. I do not think Departed is great.
No.
Because my reasons for that is I like Internal Affairs, which is the original Korean film that's based on. And then there are ropey things just about the film anyway, in terms of not. I like Jack Nicholson, and I like Jack Nicholson in that film. I'm not sure about his accent.
Oh, I don't know. The whole line about, in this country, this is how we do business. No ticky, no laundry. Which I'm assuming is like some sort of New England Boston accent for laundry. Funny enough.
I don't know. But yeah, I didn't like that.
No.
And he did look Joker-esque.
He did, yeah. He even had the grin at some points. Mostly when he was coked up, which, you know, might have been a...
I'm sure he wasn't actually truly coked up. That was brilliant acting.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Method acting. Right. Moving swiftly on. Yeah, I mean, you know what, though? We've been going on about the hate, and going back swiftly on to the likes. Apocalypse Now, I mean, I've got to say, love it, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant film, brilliant film.
It's not fair to go on to likes, why not go on to loves?
And yet another, obviously, Marlon Brando in both of those Coppola films, Godfather and Apocalypse Now. If you can, watch Apocalypse Now Reader. It's like 4 hours long, but the extra bits in it are brilliant. And and there's more of Marlon Brando in it as well, which is good.
Yeah, and this time without cotton wool in his mouth, but he did have a bit of some kind of chubby jowls going on at the time, I believe.
He was a big man at the time. Yeah.
He was, yeah.
And the another link there with George Lucas, because Coppola and Lucas were in Zoetrope together. Lucas originally started the project of Apocalypse Now and had directed little snippets of it, and then had other commitments. He couldn't finish it for various reasons, and Coppola took over. And obviously George Lucas did Star Wars, so good on you.
You know what? It wouldn't be a love-hate review if we didn't have a little bit of a Star Wars.
Got to get Star Wars in there somewhere, didn't you?
Yeah, that's it. But I mean, just batting off a couple of favourites. I mean, Scorsese, it's got to be said, he does have the wider array of a back catalogue. So
Raging Bull, Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York, yeah. Wolf on Wall Street, which... oh, yeah. Yeah,
Brilliant
amazing film. Yeah. Women's shoes.
Anyway.
Matthew McConaughey, the one and only film where he's not an absolute dick.
No, he is an absolute dick. He's right in this film.
Exactly, yeah. A little bit like, the way that Lindsay Lohan can portray somebody who's a bit of a dick in Machete and somehow still pull off...
You cannot compare McConaughey to Lindsay Lohan.
I think you can. Any man who has got the dignity of doing some kind of perfume ad, which is essentially him just saying, I'm lost. Where are we going now? I don't know where we've been. Some kind of perfume. Shh. Fuck off.
Anyway.
You've seen those kind of adverts, so you get the point. But anyway, sorry, yeah, Wolf on Wall Street, fantastic one. And, it goes to show that he does cling on to the good alumni. You've got DiCaprio, you've got Pesci, which is one of his regulars.
De Niro.
De Niro, of course. And we're going to be coming in for a little bit of a mashup. What's more, when it does come out, we do want to cover it. The Irishman.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks like it's going to be good.
It looks insane. And Pesci, after all these years, I mean, he's just brutal in every film that he's in.
Yeah, he's still menacing, even though he's old and really small. You
Yeah.
wouldn't want to mess with him.
No. I mean, particularly if he's armed with a pen. Be careful. In fact, if he's armed with anything, as he's shown. But it's hilarious then when you see him in Home Alone, where he's blatantly holding back the swear words. Oh, you whereas he's really screaming out in his head, "You motherfucker, you fucking rat."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they don't put that in Home Alone.
No, that's it. But a totally different film. I'm sure, actually, if you put what's his name, child actor, all went wrong.
Macaulay
Culkin, yeah. I'm sure if you put Macaulay Culkin back in the frame, that would probably be more of an accurate script now.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah. He's to be fair, he's playing to university students in Nottingham, throwing pizza and playing piano by all accounts. So
Good for him.
oh, how the mighty fall, eh? Never do Richie Rich.
That's where it all went wrong.
That's where it all went wrong. Richie fucking Rich.
And Coppola and Scorsese thankfully have nothing to do with Richie Rich.
No, but actually, you know what? Going back to maybe a Macaulay Culkin, Michael Jackson then link. I did Slate Bad earlier on. Coppola had a little directive stint on Captain EO, which if you haven't seen it, Google it, because it's one of these things that as soon as you see it, you go, oh yeah, that. It was a Disney ride. It was late 80s Disney, one of the most infamous rides that they've ever had, since why it's known. And it was Michael Jackson sort of saves the day in a Flight to the Navigator 3D adventure, which also starred a famous comedian, Doug Benson, who's one of my favourite American stand-ups.
There you go.
You see him now, totally different character. He's not, the kid in the background sort of just doing that for 10 minutes. Certainly not. He wouldn't get off the sofa. Google Doug Benson, you'll see why.
There you go.
Yeah. But, I mean, going on to a bit of a summary, what are we thinking? If we are going
Toe to toe.
toe to toe, who wins?
The first thing you have to say is, obviously, we love them both.
Yes. Yeah, there is no hate. We will avoid the dark side for this review.
So, for me, out of the two, I'm going to choose Coppola. 2 reasons. One, Godfather Part 2 is in the top 5. 2, George Lucas, mate. Those are my reasons for Coppola.
Nice pick. And do you know what? Controversially, I'm not going to side with you. I'm a fuck. Scorsese wins all the way. I mean, he's got more of a repertoire behind him. I feel that Coppola's got a family name. He's got, you know, a lot of relatives on the go. He's got, I think actually as a family name, the most awards as a collective in the extended family. So, i.e., Sophia, Nicolas Cage, Jason Schwartzman. All of which have at least been in Oscar nominated or Oscar winning production. So, but then you look at Scorsese and he's overcome the odds. I mean, he had quite a wicked cocaine addiction before he directed Raging Bull, which Robert De Niro, a little bit of a nice backstory, helped him get over and went on to make one of his best pictures. The man is just a testament to cinema. He really is, and it's interesting that they are both sides of the equation. They're like, you know how they often talk about the 5 families of whatever state. Well, you've got the Chicago and you've got the New York, and there's very different styles, lots of similarities, yet at the same time worlds apart. But we love them both. But for me, Scorsese, in fact, he's maybe got the height just to get in that knockout punch. You know, for all about
Coppola's a heavyweight.
Coppola is a heavyweight.
Scorsese's not.
But then if Brian Palmer came in the ring, well, you know.
Who knows?
Say hello to my little friend. Chuahasa, man. Chuahasa. Sorry, I'm getting into a bit of a Scarface thing. Might have to do De Palma versus somebody else at some point.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one to do, because he's got a big, good catalogue, De Palma. Midnight Express is brilliant.
Exactly. So maybe shout out in the comment section, actually. Let us know, De Palma against who? If you like this video, what more would you like to see?
So there we go.
Yeah. And with that, guys, I just want to summarise just with a couple of final thoughts. Just our channel's starting to gain a little bit more interest. We're getting so shout out to the Real Deal, who has been commenting on a few of our bits, and if I do manage to sort this out within the editing process, we'll pop a link down in the description for her review of Psycho recently. Watched, I've got to say, top notch.
Yeah, she is good. Well done. We like this stuff.
Yeah, and of course to all the regulars, guys, as always, thank you, and yeah, we will be back at you soon. I believe we might do Still Crazy if Pete ever watches it.
Yeah, I've got to get around to watching it. I will watch it. We will do it.
That's it. But you know why we haven't watched it? One word: footy.
Oh yeah,
come on England, bringing it home. But guys, until next time, may the force be with you.
Always.